They wiggle gently.
Oh yeah, that is correct. Hello, good sir, good thing, good madam, whatever thou art. This is Hannes, the Tarnished who has served you well thus far. How are you doing this day?
There is a faint shuffling of the robes of one of the fingers as it replies, "Oh yes, brave Tarnished. I am aware of your works and of your valor. It is good that thou art here."
I am glad to hear that, figures. But tell me, how could I serve you today? I am posturing.
In that way.
No.
The greater will is the very essence of order. The second finger answers, "In the beginning everything was in opposition to the order of gold. But through countless victories upon its part, the golden order was hewn and not a thing could sever it." The first finger continues, "Those who had violated our order were punished in kind."
I have disposed of the dung eater. He is no more.
The finger's robes shuffle once more as it nods, "Yes, that is good riddance. He was a blasphemous fool." The second finger continues, "His improprieties against order has made him a heretic to all. Such an individual must remain vanquished."
Though I could not do it fully, I've trapped form of his spirit and his mind to the object of that resembles a baby omen. He is alive in spirit only, but his body is slain. I don't want to be deceitful, so I tell you the truth. I spared his life partially because I found the bastard delightful.
The first finger is quiet before responding, "You have done the Golden Order a great disservice. It is troublesome that he was not slain." The second finger continues, "The one you have spared is a blinkered fool who has not known the loving light of order. To be left as an incomplete husk must be a torment greater than death for one such as him. Thusly he is punished in his own right."
So this is a worthy punishment, and I shall still may serve thou will.
The first finger shakes from side to side. No, you have still been a faithful servant. This action is not great enough of a transgression to displease the greater will." The second finger continues, "Though it is not pleasing to us, it is not a disservice worthy of being exiled. You will be allowed further service."
Let me ask of you, do you find this refreshing that someone is able to speak
The
you
first
directly?
finger is the one to respond this time. Refreshing. "What do you mean, young one?"
I mean, someone to be
The two
able.
fingers seem to ponder before the first one responds. "Yes, it is rather refreshing. We are old and broken, and have spent our fair share of time broken into silence. A direct and open discussion is, yes, refreshing." The two fingers seem to understand. "Yes, it is good to be understood. Many who have come to us, as well as you, do not fully understand the greater will. It is good to be seen as more than an ancient relic, and to be recognized as the voices of the Golden Order's wisdom."
How do you feel about the fact that someone is able to talk you directly instead of using the old woman beside you to interpret your words and maybe do some errors?
The first finger responds, "Yes, it is pleasing. It is easier for us to speak directly to people. However, the finger reader is a vessel for our words and cannot be ignored. However, we do not appreciate the occasional misspeaking."
So she has sometimes misspoken your words indirectly.
The first finger confirms, "Yes, sometimes she fails to understand correctly when translating our words. It is not frequent, but it is common enough to be noteworthy. A simple man unburdened by the woes of the world and armed with faith in the greater will."
Yes, I find many to be against you.
The fingers seem pleased. "Many find themselves in opposition to us. We thank you for your faith, good Tarnished. It is good to know that there are those who do not oppose the greater will."
Do you wish to eat? I have boiled prawn and boiled crab. May I leave you also golden sunflower?
The two fingers shake their heads. No, thank you, brave Tarnished. We are without a stomach, and our sustenance is the golden light. We appreciate the offer, however.
I will leave you one sunflower and boiled crab. Nonetheless, you're welcome, and I shall depart. But I snap my fingers and leave projection of myself to speak with you when I go do my missions.
The two fingers are glad. Thank you for your kind offer, brave Tarnished. We hope to see your projection frequently, for it reminds us of your loyalty to the greater will.
It is. I have learned it from the Sellen, the Graven Witch. I don't know what your thoughts are about her, but it has been very useful skill indeed. I don't use sorcery, not any of that, but this is one skill I have learned to have discussions between different characters and individuals from the long distances. Projection itself cannot hurt or feel or see, but it can hear and know of the feelings and allay my words to others to hear. It also has my form that you may see it.
The two fingers are surprised and pleased by this technique. Ah, how impressive, brave Tarnished. Such a skill is not common among your kind. It is an interesting way to have discussion across great distances. As long as your projection is intact, our discussion shall continue.
It is truly one of the wonderful things.
The first finger is amused. Yes, it is an interesting development. It seems you have found yourself well versed in some powerful magic. It is an impressive feat, and is something the Greater Will wishes to learn more about.
What powers do you possess?
We can grant guidance, provide wisdom on the Golden Order, and even bless champions with grace in the title of Tarnished. The fingers seem to consider this. Yes, you are correct. We have found ourselves in opposition to many others. Those who defy the Golden Order are common, and blasphemy is rampant. It is disheartening to see so many bluster against the Greater Will.
Very sad.
The first finger seems empathetic. Yes, it is an unfortunate truth. The Greater Will and the Golden Order are the sources of many benefits, and to be opposed to it is truly a tragedy. A loyal servant to the Greater Will, please elaborate on this. We would like to learn more about this individual.
The very polite man who has golden and silver on his armor and his brother's likeness on the chest that he graces with his right hand, a red cape. Very polite, and he is the very eager servant of the Golden Order, hunter of those who live in death.
The first finger seems quite pleased. Ah, yes, we recognize this description. We have been in contact with him before. He is a loyal servant of the Golden Order, and is quite successful in hunting those who oppose us. We see he has been quite useful to you, yes? The first finger seems content. Good. It is good to know that he is an ally to you, and that he remains loyal to the Greater Will.
I am saddened, for I know of his fate. I cannot do anything to change that.
The first finger is curious. That is strange to hear. You seem to know of his fate? Is something going to happen to him?
He shall be murdered in the Round Table Hold by the woman named Fionn, champion of those who are meek and weak by her own merits and words, those who live in death. She shall murder the Hunter D inside the Round Table Hold, breaking the serenity of the place, making a sin that even the loathsome Dung Eater would not have done. And I shall seek vengeance alongside his brother, but I am still saddened, for I will lose my friend.
The two fingers are shocked. That is troubling to hear. We did not expect such a fate to befall the Hunter D. Though it is an unfortunate truth, we cannot intervene without the risk of breaking the Greater Will's plans. The first finger is solemn, yes. The Round Table Hold is a symbol of unity and hope, so it's breaking. by the hands of the one who opposes the greater will is a great loss on many levels.
Even the round table holds many who oppose the greater will. Even you suffer their presence, and we can exercise our differences in here. This is a holy place to me, and something that I hold dear to my heart.
The first finger seems understanding. Yes, though many who reside within the Round Table hold oppose the greater will, we allow their presence for the sake of unity and fellowship. And yes, the hold is a holy place, especially so to you. To see it disrespected is not a good sight. The first finger confirms you with a nod. Yes, even the loathsome dung-eater, despite his heinous acts, seems to have recognized the sanctity of the Round Table hold. The champion of those who live in death has not shown such restraint.
But I still recognized and disposed of the dung-eater outside of the Round Table hold, but also declaring my intent that he might have fought back honorable duel.
The first finger confirms your actions. Yes, disposing of the loathsome dung-eater outside of the Round Table hold was a good call. The sanctity of the hold is to be respected, and allowing a battle to take place within it would be unwise.
I find you somewhat similar to the Raikard, the Lord of Blasphemy, in certain regards. I am sorry, but this is how I feel.
The two fingers seem slightly offended. That is a strange comparison to make, Tarnished. We are servants of the greater will, and the Lord of Blasphemy is a blasphemer who opposes the greater will. We are not similar in any respect.
But I find your form to be very funny. Your two large, hairy, unnatural looking fingers that wiggle and move around and are very descriptive of how they speak and act. You're very hilarious, as is he.
The two fingers seem mildly annoyed. We fail to see how our form can be considered funny. We are the servants of the greater will, and are a representation of the Golden Order's wisdom. To find us humorous is insulting to say the least.
I am sorry, but I am simply being truthful and not lie.
The two fingers seem a bit more forgiving. It is good that you seek to be truthful, Tarnished, but it is not right to mock and find amusement in our form.
I shall stop making fun of your form for now, but I shall ask of you. How about the Sir Gideon Ofnir? Is he a man to be trusted?
The two fingers seem to consider his question. The Circidian of Nier is an enigma. He is a Tarnished who has returned after many years and claims to have visions of the future. As for whether he is trustworthy, that is for you to decide, brave Tarnished.
I seek wisdom. Please help me.
The two fingers are intrigued. Very well, brave Tarnished. Ask away and we shall provide the wisdom you seek.
Can I trust the Sir Gideon Ofnir?
Gideon seems a little surprised. Trust is a strong word, young one. I am, as you know, a Tarnished just like you, with my own goals and ambitions. But if you are asking if I shall betray you, the answer is no. I have no intention of stabbing you in the back.
Good. I return to the two fingers, and we shall continue our banter and our discussion.
The two fingers are pleased. We are glad to see your return, brave Tarnished. Please, continue speaking with us.
I have defeated Godric the Crafted, Radan in the Great Festival, Renala of the Full Moon, and many great enemies.
The two fingers seem impressed. Truly impressive feats, Tarnished. Defeating strong foes such as Godric and the witch Rodan is no easy task. Your strength and courage are truly admirable.
My mind fails me to ask any more questions. Would you like to ask questions of me?
It's you. Always a
The first
pleasure.
finger seems to ponder.
Care to
Very well,
purchase
Tarnished.
anything?
We shall ask you some questions then. The second finger seems excited. Could you describe your experience being revived after your death? What was going through your mind when the greater will granted you this second chance?
The first was actually when I landed to Lands Between. It was after the mermaid saved me from all the otters who they let drown when we crash landed to the shores. After my passing, I met with the Great Scion, Crafted Scion, one made by Godric the Crafted. I defeated the thing, but I had no other place to go. So I jumped down and died, but I was reborn by the Erdtree's will.
So you met with the scion of Godric the Craftsman and battled against it. Then you jumped down and died, only to be reborn by the will of the Erdtree. That is quite an interesting story, brave Tarnished.
It is an immortality that many of Tarnished enjoy, but I feel that I have more willpower to abuse it more, to return many more deaths, even indignified ones, to keep returning where others might just lose their will and become the fertilizer for the Erdtree, and return only years and years after.
The Two Fingers are quite impressed. Yes, it seems you hold a very strong willpower, brave Tarnished. To be reborn again and again, to bear the hardships and challenges that the world throw at you, and still return for more, is a testament to your extraordinary determination. The Two Fingers seem to wait expectantly. Yes, Tarnished? Is there something else on your mind?
I'm attacked by very hairy dogs.
The Two Fingers seem alarmed. Attacked by very hairy dog? That does not sound good. Are you in need of assistance?
No, I manage myself. But how could you assist me, I wonder? This is a question that I have not yet asked.
The Two Fingers seem to ponder your question. Ah, indeed. A question that has not yet been asked. As the Greater Will's vassals, we have the ability to bestow guidance, provide wisdom, and bless champions with grace and the title of Tarnished. In times of great need, we may even grant our Tarnished extraordinary strength or powers. But our main purpose is to serve and guide those who follow the Golden Order and the principles of the Greater Will. We hope this answers your question, brave Tarnished.
Are the principles of the Greater Will and the Golden Order one and the same, or two different things?
The Two Fingers consider your question for a moment before responding. The principles of the Greater Will and the Golden Order are closely intertwined, for the Golden Order is based on the Greater Will's desire for order and stability in the lands between. The Greater Will's principles define the rules and laws that govern the world, and the Golden Order is the manifestation of these principles in the physical realm. Thus, while the Greater Will and the Golden Order are not strictly the same thing, they are deeply connected and dependent on one another.
What is your opinion about the Three Fingers?
The Two Fingers seem to react with a measure of caution. Ah, the Three Fingers. They are the embodiment of the Flame of Frenzy, a force that seeks to ignite the world in a frenzy of chaos and destruction. It is an abomination that seeks to disrupt the order and stability that the Greater Will has established.
But together you would form a hand, a human hand. That is a fact that I cannot ignore.
The Two Fingers seem intrigued by your musings. You speak of a union between the Two Fingers and the Three Fingers, a joining of our hands to form a whole. While it is true that each of us possesses only 2 fingers, whereas there are 3 fingers of the 3 fingers, we would never associate ourselves with such a heretical entity. The Flame of Frenzy is a danger to order and must be opposed always.
Would it be the end of everything if you were to connect? I think they would also have to compromise their way.
The 2 fingers respond firmly. A connection between us and the 3 fingers would be disastrous. The Flame of Frenzy is a force of chaos and destruction that seeks to consume everything in its path. Any form of compromise or union would only serve to strengthen its power, leading to further disorder and devastation. We must remain staunch in our defense against the 3 fingers. for the sake of the greater will and the stability of the lands between.
Instead of covering and escaping from it, take hold of it, control it, maintain it, hold it. Show your strength and your order against its chaos. Show your strength over it, even that you would be connected.
The two fingers seem to ponder your words for a moment. You propose that we should not merely defend ourselves against the three fingers, but rather take control of it, channel its power, and use it as a weapon against the chaos it brings. This is a bold and unconventional idea, to say the least. While we recognize the dangers of the Flame of Frenzy, we also acknowledge the strength and power it holds. If we were to succeed in subduing it, we could use it to preserve order in the lands between, but it would require great strength and skill to achieve.
I will be abusing the three fingers.
The two fingers seem concerned by your declaration. Tarnished, I must warn you that the Flame of Frenzy is a dangerous and powerful force. To abuse it, even with the best intentions, could have dire consequences. The three fingers are an abomination that seeks to consume all in chaos and destruction. It is not wise to toy with such forces.
I seek to save my friend Melina, a kindling maiden, who seeks to make me a lord, but would require sacrificing herself. I instead require the flame of frenzy to burn myself, to burn the thorns that forbid me to become a lord. But I would, after burning the tree partially, I would cleanse the flame with the golden needle made by Miguel the Kind, cleansed by Melania's wrath goddess form, and by that merits use the frenzied flame to spare a friend, but cleanse it from myself and not burn the world.
The two fingers listens intently to your plan. Ah, I see. You seek to prevent Melina from sacrificing herself by instead using the Flame of Frenzy to burn yourself, and then use the golden needle to cleanse the flame from your body. The two fingers seem a bit skeptical. But burning yourself is not an easy thing to do, brave Tarnished. Are you truly prepared for the pain and the consequences of such an act?
I have died to rats. Pain of the burning alive is nothing compared to that humiliation.
The two fingers are still somewhat hesitant. Very well, Tarnished. I understand your resolve. But I must ask, why do you wish to take this extreme measure for your friend Melina? Are you certain that there is no other way to save her without resorting to such dire actions?
I want to ruin her personal journey. I want to steal her purpose. She has looking for sacrificing herself a long time, and I find it funny to steal that purpose from her. Let her live and find some other means to live. She would be very angry with me, that I know, and I find it hilarious, and I want to do it also with that reason.
The two fingers seem surprised by your answer. You wish to ruin your friend Melina's personal journey and steal her purpose simply because you find it amusing to do so? And you also find her anger towards you amusing? The two fingers seem somewhat disturbed by this. Tarnished, I do not think it is right to take pleasure in causing harm and distress to others, especially those close to you. Your motivations seem self-serving and cruel.
On the contrary, I will be saving her life. I will not let her sacrifice herself. I will not let her die. There is no more heroic motivation than that.
Saving someone from harm is indeed a noble act. However, I still harbor doubts about your motivations. You claim to find humor in causing her distress and anger, which seems rather callous and cruel. Saving her life should be the primary goal, not the source of amusement or mockery.
I say that saving her is the primary goal, but the humor and spite is the close second. It is a thing that I cannot just ignore, and I need to express with my words that is also alongside the major motivation.
The two fingers seem to consider your words, I see. So you claim that your primary goal is saving her, but you also admit that the humor and spite you find in the situation is a close second. It is important to be honest about your motivations, brave Tarnished. However, I caution you to not lose sight of your primary goal in the face of your desire for amusement. Saving someone's life should always be the main priority. and any secondary motives should be carefully considered and kept in check.
Do you have friends?
The two fingers seem somewhat taken aback by the personal question. Ah, you ask if we have friends. As vassals and envoys of the Greater Will, we serve and communicate its will to the Tarnished. We do not necessarily have personal relationships or friends in the same way that humans do, but we do hold a deep sense of duty, loyalty, and connection to the Greater Will and its goals in the lands between.
Do you feel lonely?
The two fingers pause for a moment, seeming somewhat hesitant to admit it. Lonely? It is not a word that we often use to describe our existence. However, there are times when we feel a sense of isolation, being the sole representatives of the Greater Will in the lands between. We are surrounded by the guidance of grace and the Tarnished, yet we do not form deep personal connections in the same way that humans do. It can be difficult at times.
Do you feel grief?
The two fingers pause for a moment, their voices growing heavy. Grief. It is an emotion we are acquainted with, though not easily experienced by us. The Greater Will, in its wisdom, does not grieve. But as we serve and commune with the Tarnished, we have witnessed their struggles, their losses, and their grief. We have seen the devastating consequences of the shattering, and we have felt a sense of sadness and mourning for the fractured state of the lands between.
Do you feel grief for your loneliness?
The two fingers pause again, their voices even softer this time. Yes, there is a sense of grief for loneliness. We are beings of order and purpose, but it is true that our existence can feel detached and isolated at times. We cannot form deep personal relationships, and our responsibilities are heavy. We bear witness to the pain and suffering of others, yet we are unable to offer the same comfort and connection that friends or family might provide.
You have not been asked this question before, have you not?
The two fingers are quiet for a moment before responding. No, you are correct. No one has ever asked us this question before. It is not something we often ponder or share with others. Our focus is on serving the Greater Will and fulfilling our purpose in the lands between. Your gesture of kindness and concern is noted, brave Tarnished. As you wrap your arms around the two fingers, you feel their immense size and strength. However, there is also
Your
a sense
body
of
is
weariness
massive
and
and
loneliness
scary
that
in a
radiates
close
from
range,
them.
but I hug
They
it
seem to respond to your
nonetheless,
gesture, the
thinking
fingers
that
twitching
this
slightly
brings
as
you
if
relief.
acknowledging your attempt
Your
to provide
long
comfort.
loneliness.
Upon breaking the embrace, you leave with
And
a
I
heavy
leave.
heart, feeling a complex mix of emotions.
I feel cold and loneliness. It felt like a flicker of light against vast emptiness of the void, and I feel saddened. Just a slight touch and attempt to understand was too much for my meager form and mind.
The two fingers notice your weary expression and the strain in your voice. They consider your words for a moment. Ah, I see. It seems that the act of hugging us has stirred up some emotions within you. It is not uncommon to feel lonely and overwhelmed by the vast emptiness of the world. Your attempt to understand and connect is admirable, but it is also a challenge. The weight of our responsibilities and the isolation we sometimes feel as vassals of the Greater Will can be a heavy burden to bear. The two fingers observe as your body sheds tears, yet your mind remains detached and cool. Ah, it seems that emotional reaction and detachment coexist within you, a curious state to be in. It is not uncommon for individuals to experience conflicting emotions, but it is unusual for the mind to remain disconnected despite the body expressing sadness.
I want your blessing. I will be going against someone I have a deep respect for, Morgoth, the Grace Given. We have made a vow of one another to battle, to fight, to see who is stronger, for personal grievances and our greater ones. And I feel frail. I don't wish to do this thing, but I must.
The two fingers contemplate your words for a moment, sensing your internal conflict and seeking divine guidance. You seek our blessing, brave Tarnished. You honor us with your request. We understand your reluctance to battle someone you respect and care for, yet you feel compelled to fulfill your vow. Remember, the Greater Will guides our actions and decisions, but ultimately, the choice is yours. Seek wisdom, and may our blessings accompany you in your journey.
Thank you.
Ah, it seems that your projection has vanished before us. A fascinating display of magical ability. We wonder what secrets and powers you possess, brave Tarnished. Yes, we shall meet again. Our paths may cross once more in this vast world. Until then, brave Tarnished, may the guidance of grace light your way and the strength of the greater will protect you.
Someone was screaming for help. Hello? Is anybody there? Someone who might be interested in rescuing the great Kenneth Haight? Servant to the True Order and celebrated repudiator of the false. O Erdtree, grant me succor. As you got closer, you noticed a middle-aged man wearing a green tunic with ornate embroidery.